Hello guys, today we're talking about the golden retriever opening in Go. It's very affectionately named, and it comes from the age of AI. And a few years ago, when everyone, all sorts of different AIs came out, one of these AIs that was being trained all the time was called the Golden Retriever AI. This is its Fox handle. Now this is the Fox ID that was used to play against humans, and so it barely loses at all. And the only losses that it has are all coming from other bots. When it was playing humans, it basically never loses. It only loses to people like Lila Zero, who is another bot. So nowadays, we have all kinds of different trained AIs. This is Fox's Fine Art AI. This is Saya, Rano Go, Kata Go, other AIs. Now, why is this called the Golden Retriever opening? It's because this particular AI really liked to play this opening. And it's very, very popular nowadays. A lot of top-level professionals and humans are taking this and playing along with it. Now, what are some desirable attributes to this opening and other modern-day openings? So this one it's both simple and very, very complex. Now, how is it simple? The basic shape is very, very simple here. There's only 5 different moves. And so it's super easy to remember, and basically you don't have to memorize at all. Secondly, it's very, very complex. And why is it complex? And that's because the decision tree quickly explodes with half a dozen to a dozen great, totally AI-approved moves with each branch. So it's very, very difficult for someone to prepare a trap, a special something for you with this opening. So it's very robust, and it's very simple, and it gives a lot of options for you as a Go player. And of course, because it explodes into all kinds of different branches, this, you can imagine, is very adaptable to various Go styles. If you are a Moyo player, influence player, thickness player, territory player, efficiency player, speed player, anything, you can find a corresponding, whatever you like to do in some of these follow-ups to this Golden Retriever opening. So the strength really lies in how easy it is to implement and how adaptable it is to everyone's game style. Okay, and here we have an AI board. This is the basic shape. As you guys may know, AIs tend to like to play the star point very much, and the AIs like to play the 3/3 invasions a lot. And so this Golden Retriever opening, because you're playing a small knight move on your star point, which is pointing towards the opponent, and you have a 3/4 you have a 3/4 on the other corner. This stops all the 3/3 invasion shenanigans from happening, and of course your opponent plays a star point, and it does not invade the opponent's star point. So it's a very, very robust and efficient opening, especially if you don't like to memorize complicated Josekis. Okay, so this is a basic shape, and here we're going to turn on the AI for a moment. This is Katago AI on OGS. And you guys can quickly see a plethora, plenty of options. The whole Golden Retriever opening should include the next 2 moves, approach and a knight's move. And as you guys can see here, a lot of fine AI moves all around every move down the branch. There's tenukis, there's pincers, there's invasions, and everything. So it has a lot for, it has something for everyone, and I like to play this a lot nowadays. Okay, we're going to turn off the AI and talk about some of the most common variations. First thing to note, so the basic shape with this knight's move from a star point is something relatively new. The move was always played. It was never recognized as a move that didn't lose any efficiency. So this is the most solid move you can play while you don't lose any efficiency. It's in fact this Shimari shape, very, very famous, very classic. This one loses like 0.2 of a point, so noticeable loss, and this one does not. So it's the most solid you can be without losing any efficiency. So it's very, very well desired. And the 3-4 is always approached. And here, the key here for black is to play this move. So here we can see 2 knight's moves on the 3rd and 4th lines. The knight's move here on the bottom is well desired because the top right is extra solid. So over here on the bottom, black is getting a little bit extra development speed. Of course, if you are a solid player, there's nothing wrong with playing the diagonal move. If you are a attacking player, there's nothing wrong with pincering and things like that. You can also tenuki. As we mentioned, this is a very, very versatile opening. So so this knight's move in response is sort of like a mix in between. And the most common for white is to play the super large knight's move here. When black plays a little bit faster and not with as much strength as the diagonal move, white feels compelled to also sort of match the speed. And this is a totally fine opening, and it branches into the next part. If you are a 3-3 invader like me, totally fine to continue and invade like this, and this way black will be taking a lot of territory. And if you are a moyo builder, definitely okay to approach, and then do this kind of a pincer move. And when white plays some other move, play this one, this knight's move, and you can noticeably see a very large framework being developed on the top. So, and of course, if you are an aggressive invasion player, sometimes black also just simply invades. This is also not bad. Okay, and if you are in between, there's all kinds of choices in between. Okay, so now that we have the basic shape here, white's best attempt at disrupting this like normal opening that gets you into the middle game pretty seamlessly is this move, the slide into the 2-5 point. This is the most aggressive move that white can play in this position. Turn on the AI here. As you guys can see, all the other moves are normal moves. This one's pretty aggressive, but really nothing is as aggressive as diving straight down into the second line. Really like taking the fight where you are strongest and where black has the most amount of trouble keeping up the efficiency. And here we're going to go through one variation in particular. It's here. So white, instead of just moving out with the large knight's move, pushing once and jumping back, white plays a super large one. This is extra far away, and next move white can play this move. This is pretty efficient on the side, and black's corner can be jumped into later. So this is the main hardest attempt that white can do to try to get a very good opening in the beginning. one of the many different things to do. One of the most interesting variations is the second line attachment. And if you are an aggressive player like myself, nothing gets you more excited than moves like this one, which is still okay. So this one, the key here is black is gonna cut once and then hane and extend. If white allows the one stone to die, it's a little bit too big. And so the move here, if white places hane and then connect, black is sort of raised his head up, and white is a little bit crammed over here and feels a little bit uncomfortable with not enough eye space. And this one sort of attacks white where white was most where white wanted to be super far away, so there's no question about efficiency here, and this one really attacks white where the efficiency is. To this, white has a very, very interesting response, which is a iron pillar move into the middle of the board. This is totally fine, and it's a very, very interesting move. The idea is, since black is playing this anyway, and since white was gonna spend a move over here anyways with this group, white might as well spend the two moves in the most efficient way possible. This is the strongest, the most plentiful eye space shape, and white is totally solid now. This one is also okay. This one is noticeably much more full, and it's like more of a balloon-like shape, and white is happy enough like this. Black is okay too, and the game proceeds, and fighting continues. Okay, so very interesting and new openings here. The other one is in response to the 2-5 slide, black often blocks, and in this one, white tanukis and plays here. This is very, very interesting, and the idea is black plays one more move here in the corner. Locally, it's a pretty good shape because the exchange is a little bit bad for white, but because black played 3 moves a little bit slow anyway, white basically slows black down sort of in sente, and then if black plays here, he's thick, but he's a little bit slowed down. Remember before, the move was all the way out to R11. This is very, very fast. It's very, very interesting to play here. Another way to play, of course, white often plays the very solid move. Another way to play is to approach from the top. And in the traditional Go theory, traditional Go opening theory, this shape on the top feels a little over-concentrated for black, but nowadays this shape seems perfectly acceptable for black here. And the knight's move at 017 doesn't have to be, pointing in the other direction. Totally okay. If you are a relatively solid player, this is very, very attractive choice. And of course, if you are a 3-3 player, invading in the 3-3 point is always very, very fast and very, very efficient. So lots of good branches. One of the most common active things for white to do is to play m3 as a way to get black to defend more in this corner. And this is very, very common, and this is again very, very safe for black, but you can always have a safety option and an adventurous Tanuki, option as well. And of course, you always have some counter-attacking options. So as you guys can see here, the tree really, really branches out. All right, without delving into too much details here, just remember that the Golden Retriever opening is very, very simple, and it has a lot of these very, very desirable attributes that are commonly found in a lot of modern Joseki series, opening series. Remember, it branches out very, very quickly, and it has many interesting variations, but the real strength of this opening lies in the complex and exploding tree where lots of different options are available, and that you can tune this opening into whatever style it is that you want. All right, so here concludes the part about the golden retriever opening. Next, we're gonna look at some of the how this opening compares with some of the more classic openings. And so, in the past, ever since Black started playing a lot of komi, significant komi to White, it has always been a bit of a dilemma for Black to attack or to build faster, and how to get maximum efficiency with your stones. And so here, remember with the golden retriever openings, it's the most solid you can develop while maintaining absolutely okay efficiency. So you're not falling behind at all, and you're totally as solid as possible. There's no more solid move than a small knight's move in your corner to start. So this sort of kicks the ball into White's corner and sort of allows White to pick and choose what kind of opening, what kind of game that he wants to do. And so this sidesteps one of the most biggest problems in Go, which is if you use your first move advantage in a very committal kind of way, it runs into a very easily counterable Go style. And so so this opening cannot easily be countered or countered against at all. And so this is one of the most powerful parts of this opening. And compared to some very famous openings in the past, this is the micro Chinese opening, and White placing in between here. This is all very, a lot of these older openings also pretty well holds up in the modern day AI environment. They're just not played as much anymore, but still they pretty much hold up. This is one variation of the micro Chinese opening where Black totally solidifies a lot of the territories. Here's another example. Black wants a little bit more, and White plays the knight's move. Black sacrifices a stone, and it was either here or it was one space over. Right now, probably you'll want to play something like this, where White is very solid, Black gets a lot of corner. As you guys can see, a lot of these openings, they go pretty long. Like, for example, this is a famous Kobayashi. Is this a Kobayashi? Yes. Opening. And then, this complicated, complex large knight's move approach Josekis that follow this. I remember looking at many games that start like this, and I played a lot of games like this too, but here we're on move 23 already, and it's all very rehearsed, and maybe sometimes Black plays here too. Just feels very rehearsed with a lot of well built in opening choices, and of course the Chinese opening, very well known as well, and one of the most common older Josekis goes like this approach, and something like this, and White invades the moyo. Black plays here, attach, and then goes back, plays here, Black jumps. This one I've also played a lot of games in my younger days like this, and as you can see, basically this holds up very well. A lot of these openings tend to hold pretty well, but it's a lot of you can see this is a 32 move opening pattern. So there's people studied prepare complex openings in the past, and as AIs became available, people started preparing and figuring out a lot of these variations. Lastly, a little bit of a difference between those and the golden retriever opening we're talking about today. It lies in this rapidly exploding tree that we have for this opening, and you can really start to pick your own fight or pick your own game from here. You can play as aggressive as you can go all the way from very aggressive to very defensive and slow and solid, and everything in between. So this is why this opening is now very, very popular. It's a classic, it's really minimizing your opponent's maximum counters very, very well. We went over a couple of counters, attempts at countering, but it's all good. At any branch, there's over half a dozen totally good moves on the board. So very, very good. And this way you can, if you don't like the 3/3 invasions, this is a totally okay way to go. And it's all AI approved, and it's very, very good. All right. Lastly, let's just thank the universe for this kind of Go openings in the modern day, because God knows, thank God, Go is not like chess, where the options are really limited, and the moves are kind of, there's not that many moves in a game. And thank God that nowadays in modern Go, we have rapidly exploding trees where there's dozens and dozens of very, very totally fine openings, and it's not the end of the world if you lose a point or two in the opening stage. And one thing I had no idea that was going to happen before AI, that was not predicted, was nowadays the amount of repetition in the beginning of the game is actually even lower than what we have in the past, which is just something I never ever expected. Games don't repeat. Usually the average number of moves that games repeat is very, very low, much lower than before, and that's largely thanks to openings like this one, like Golden Retriever, some of the other ones as well, that have these very good rapidly exploding decision trees. All right, leave a comment on what your favorite Go openings is, and let me know what you guys think of the modern Go environment with all the different AIs and things like that. All right, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next one.